how far along you expect to be at the beginning of training camp?
I gotten that question a bunch, but the shocking thing is every week that does pass by that I don't talk to you guys, I am feeling better, so that's a positive sign. And when it comes to training camp, it's just a matter of how my body feels when I get back on July 25th before we go down to Richmond, and we'll go from there. But I've said it a bunch of times, I'm pretty confident I'll be ready.
Robert, you talk at the end of practice there, kind of a special moment with the young man scoring a touchdown. What was that like for you to watch that?
Yeah, it was the Make-A-Wish, and his wish was to come out and spend a day with us, and I felt blessed enough that he chose me to be the guy that he came out to practice with and hung out with, and I don't have any kids, but a lot of the coaches do, and they say whenever you have a kid, you get more sensitive to things that happen with little children. So it's sad to see what he's going through, but we're glad that we could make his day on this day. And he's actually a pretty good athlete. I was playing with him a lot during the beginning of practice while everyone was doing the walkthrough, and it's just an honor to meet him and just be able to be around him.
Robert, by all accounts, you are ahead of schedule, looking great, on track. How are you preparing yourself if there is a setback, if something does happen? How are you preparing that in your mind?
I'm not.
What?
You just don't think negatively. Not to put down the question, it's just, it's like, I think LeBron said, you don't play the game afraid to get hurt. You don't go out on the court, wondering, and if I get hit like this, am I gonna, is something gonna happen? So I just don't worry about the setbacks, and I just worry about the progress that I'm making moving forward. And then you take that when it comes, because I don't think it's gonna come, but if it does come, you take it and you roll with it, and you just adjust.
Hey, Robert, since this is the last time we'll get to talk to you for a while, could you tell us what your off-season schedule or this 6-week schedule is going to be like, including the rehab, and then how the wedding fits into all that?
I'm going to get married, and that's that. I'm going to go on a honeymoon and everything, and I'm planning ahead of time to make sure I do things that I have to do while I'm on that honeymoon. And I think I'm a responsible guy, so I'll make sure I do everything that I have to be ready, cutting, running, working out, and so when I get back and they see me, that they'll be not only impressed, but, they feel safe and sound to put me out there.
You're going to stay here and just keep coming to Redskins Park for the rehab?
Yeah, I'm going to be here for another week, another 2 weeks, and then I'll be gone for a little bit. I gotta live the personal life too, so I'm not going to take that away from my fiance just for football. There's life outside of football, so I'll make sure I stay prepared, ready to go, stay in contact with everybody, and then we'll go from there.
Robert, what are the significant steps, if any, between now and training camp, either physical or even the mental side of it, getting past any of those hurdles in your mind?
I think on the mental side, I'm okay. It's just the physical side, teaching my body how to relearn all the movements, and I've been doing a good job with the rest of the guys working the football drills. Whenever we go inside, we can't do as much because there's a limited space, but when we're outside, we're doing all the football-related stuff, and everybody looks great. So mentally, it's just about playing like you were never gone, and now I just got to make sure I continue to move forward and not have any setbacks.
Robert, the running you were doing there in the end zone with Jordan and Chris, was that explosive sprinting, or do you still have to work your way up to that?
I thought it was explosive, but but I always joke with those guys because I'm not going to race you guys today, and then we all end up racing. So it's not that we're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to gradually get into it. So the first couple, we weren't running as fast, and you guys saw us pick it up there on the last three or four. So they're doing a good job, and they're healing. Jordan's looking great, and so is Chris. So I just got to make sure I keep up with the young guys, even though I'm only 23.
Were you all out running? Is that as fast as you can go?
Fast guys like to say we never run as fast as we can. So.
Robert, I waited 10 minutes into the press conference to ask you this question, but you may have heard the Patriots signed a quarterback today. by the name of Tim Tebow. What are your thoughts of one Timothy Tebow rejoining the quarterback ranks in the NFL?
I mean, I think it's good. I mean, I know for one, I always root for guys, especially quarterbacks, as odd as it sounds. I'm a quarterback-friendly guy, so I try to root for them, that they always succeed. And you hate to see a guy out on the street, no matter what position he plays. Obviously Tim's a very passionate player, so, it was good that someone stepped up and signed him because they feel like he could help their team, and, I wish the best for him.
Hey, Robert, last year was a fun run for everyone, this win streak, everything, but guys like Arakpo, as we're injured, weren't a part of that. Do you get a sense that they are hungry and cannot wait to get on the field for training camp?
Oh, I mean, Rack's out there pass rushing. To quote my left tackle, Trent Williams, he said he's out there pass rushing like it's the NFC Championship game. So Rack's definitely excited to be back. We're excited to have him back. And just the way our defense is shaping up together with the new guys thrown in there, and then the guys that we have healthy that'll be back. And, Merriweather in training camp, and Chase is back out there. He had a pick today. So all those guys look really great. And then offensively, we're going to have a lot of weapons back for training camp, and we're real optimistic on what the future is going to hold.
Robert, have you seen the video of Kirk Cousins singing?
Is this the high school one?
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
What'd you think about it?
Oh, man, I can't comment on that one. We talked amongst ourselves there in the QB room, and we get on him about it, but like he said, at his high school, that was cool to do. I know it wasn't cool at my high school, but we have seen it, and we have plans to play that during training camp, but we'll see what happens.
He said he's already getting hazed pretty hard about that, but he also said that you were a better singer than he was.
Thank you, Kirk.
That's it?
I mean, we both sing a lot. I love music. And he's told me that many a times, that he thinks I'm a better singer than he is. But
what's your favorite song to sing?
My favorite song to sing? The song that my mom taught us growing up, The Lord's Prayer.
Robert's.
Nice try.
Since you're sticking to kind of some funny stuff, I'm curious what kind of groom you are, how involved you are with the wedding, how much say you have, or does your bride have all the say in that?
I mean, I have no say. Basically, that's just how it rolls. I'm just trying to make sure she doesn't become a bridezilla. So, but she'll be fine. I'm doing little things here and there, behind the scenes. With the groomsmen and part little stuff for the wedding, and she'll set everything up and then ask me, "What do I like, this or that?" And sometimes I actually have a choice, and sometimes it doesn't really matter what I say. So, it's her day, so she's got to enjoy it.
Have you picked your first song to dance to?
Yes, we have.
Can you share it?
I cannot share that now. I'll talk to her tomorrow, and maybe I'll tweet it or something. We'll see.
Circle back to Rich's question. Can you give us just a timeline of the rehab phases now, since we're not going to get to talk to you?
Right.
You've talked about a couple of things, hurdles you still have to clear.
Right.
When do you expect to do that between now and July? Can you give us details on how that's going to work?
Yeah, like I said, and you saw today, the explosive sprinting part. I feel comfortable sprinting now. And the next big stage is just cutting, and it's not that I go cut for 2 days and I'm ready to go. It's just a month of just doing cutting drills, change of direction. That way I can train my body to get back for that. So I'll start that next week. I'll start cutting next week, and then after that it's just everything over and over. I continue to work out in the weight room over the next 4 or 5 weeks. I continue to keep sprinting. And just get more and more comfortable, and then whatever I feel like I have a deficiency at, I make sure I fix that. And there's little exercises you can do to help with that. So really,
Last thing, like controlled contact.
I mean, you can't get ready for that. It just happens. So whenever camp rolls around, and I'm out there practicing, that's when you get ready for that. But you usually don't get your first hit till game type situation, and I'll be ready for that too.
We'll take 2 more.
Robert, you got.
Robert, are you guys excited for training camp in Richmond to get away? And also, is it good for this team to be able to get away for a little bit?
Say that one more time.
Are you guys excited to get to Richmond for training camp? And then is it good to get away for you guys, just to kind of be away and focus on business for 3 weeks in another city?
I'm mixed on training camp as far as just going away. I think us going to Richmond will be great for the team. get you away from your family. But I think that the positives can also be the negatives. You are away from everybody, and even though when we're here, we're still isolated from everybody, you still get a window of an hour or two to see your family. And for the guys that have kids, they get to see their kids. But going all the way to Richmond, it's going to be tough for that. But I think it is good for the team bonding-wise because we'll be out in a new city, and it kind of forces guys to have to hang out with each other. And, not that guys don't want to, but it'll truly feel like a training camp. It'll be the first experience for me because I've always been around wherever we work out, especially in college. So it'll be fun.
We'll go here and then there. Go ahead. Robert, you've had Pat White filling your role in OTAs so far. What have you seen out of him?
Pat's done a good job. He's making throws out there, continually improving, and he was a great college quarterback. And I know when I saw him the first day he was here, it's kind of like that's pretty awesome. That's Pat White. So not that I was starstruck or anything, but it's just good to have him around. Good to have that third QB to take some reps away from Rex and Kirk. And he's good for our room, and that's what you look for, guys that are good for your QB room.
Robert, you've been through this before. How much patience have you had to show? How hard is this not to be a part of practices full throttle?
Oh, man, it's hard. It's one of the hardest things you ever have to deal with. At least at Baylor, I was hurt during the year. So, I was kind of away from everything for a little bit, and I was there on game days to show my support and there in the meetings. But to be doing the rehab while everyone else is practicing is pretty tough. But it's one of those things you have to go through. You have to go through adversity when you get injured, and I think I'm going through it pretty well. But it's never going to be easy, and if everything was easy, everybody would do it. So, I'm just making sure I stay focused and keep my mind in the right place.